Saturday the 15th of August on the fine vessel Marley, which is a Hunter Legend 31 bilge keel, 1.2 metre draft. The crew, Captain Barry, first mate Joan, and
that's the wrong way round.
and deckhands Anne-Marie and Richard. It's just past 9 o'clock and we are aiming to get out over the bar with a comfortable amount of water under our keels, but fairly early in the spring tide flood, because later on you can't see the knolls, which we can at the moment, and the tide flood really gets going. We're just coming up to Martello Tower U at the moment. Looking northeast towards Bordsey Manor, and this is a shallow cut through there where the flood whips across from east to west. Far more dodgy on the ebb, where it can have you onto a drying bank before you can say anything at all. Back past our captain, we're just passing Martello Tower U, and because we've passed that cut through there, the tide that we're having to battle is easing slightly. As you can see, we're close over to the Felixstowe ferry side to keep well clear of these shingle banks, and we are coming up to the line of the navigation marks. Can't really see them with my viewfinder. Yes, there we are. I think that's, I do apologise, that's probably a shot of sky. Now when those three marks are pretty well in a rough line, then we can turn to go out. We're now turning to head out along the Boyd Channel. Unfortunately, the inner channel is not buoyed, and we are looking to leave the first buoy, which is the Knoll Spit. Leave that close to starboard as we're going out. Passing the Knoll Spit buoy, close to starboard.
Look at the seagulls, I don't care. Look at the seagulls out there.
And the next buoy is the Deben buoy, starboard hand buoy, which we will be leaving close to port. A few minutes later, now passing the Deben starboard hand buoy on our way out, leaving it close to port. The next buoy is the West Knoll port hand buoy, which we'll be leaving reasonably close to starboard. We'll be turning to starboard to go south because we're on a trip to Walton and Frinton Yacht Club for high spring tide fish and chips, hopefully. We'll be turning to starboard about 50 metres or so after the Knoll Spit port hand buoy. We do not need, as we're going southwest, we do not need to go all the way out to the outer green mid-Knolls buoy. That marks the approach from the northeast and east. This is probably about the narrowest part of the channel. Over that way you can see dry shoals, exposed shoals, and over there you can see possibly that it's not very deep. The smooth water and the waves breaking over there, that is also pretty shallow shoal water. 3.5 metres under our keel at the moment, and we're past the West Knolls.
Oh, let Barry do what he wants to do, Richard.
Yeah, we can turn south, head for the Naze now. Nothing can possibly go wrong. We're 70-80 metres past the Knoll Spit Buoy, and I don't know if you can see it in the distance.
You're right.
Expecting it. You can't see our destination. We're coming up to the shallowest bit of the bar now, which I'm expecting to be about 1.7 metres of depth. These are readings, add half a metre to get the actual depth. I think it might go down to about 1.2. The bar this year is a large kind of platform of fairly uniform depth. Right, we're over the bar. So what was our minimum depth there? 1.7. That's a lot. So 2.2 meters actual depth, which was more than I was expecting. I think that's probably, if we come from sooner from the West Knoll boys, it might have been a bit less. Anyway, fine. We're out. Let's go. There's the morning Stena line.
Well done, trusting him.
Great. Walton Frinton Yacht Club, here we come.